breaths where you are. Music's going to come back in here. When you get to what feels like the fifth breath, explore opening the heart towards the ceiling, letting the right shoulder get closer to the floor. The right arm might rest on the heart, the hip, or the floor, somewhere where it feels easy to connect to the arm. Pay attention to how this feels in places like the shoulder, the ribs, the low back, and only go as far as feels okay to you. We'll take just a little bit of time here with this more open heart space. Just know that the bolster is not limited, rather unlimited in space behind you. And in the next few moments, start to roll all the way onto your back so that your sit bones are on the floor. And both shoulders are either touching the ground or the same distance away from the floor. Once you get there, take some time to really adjust. What might you need to change about the experience? Does your head need some support? Do the legs want to go long, or would they prefer something like a butterfly shape? You get to choose. And as you settle into this shape, to once again follow the places of connection on the ground, from the top of the head all the way down to the feet. Feel like you really noticed the different places of your body that are connected to the earth. Take your attention to the layer of skin just higher than the places connected to the earth. As if one layer at a time, you can get closer and closer to the inner aspects of your body. See if you can start to feel from the inside of your body where breath resides, which might be the lungs, but it might also be the way the breath pulls gently on the connective tissue in the body, so that we can feel the breath in places like the feet, the hips, shoulders. consider if it would feel good to let the breath out the mouth for a few times, almost like a pressure valve, letting some of the pressure from within your body, your heart and mind leave with the exhale. Feeling the breath in, letting it soften away. As you're finding the exhale softening away, could the parts of your body that are elevated towards the ceiling soften towards the floor? If your legs are doing something other than being bent with the feet flat on the ground, start to slowly bring your feet flat to the earth with your knees bent. If your knees were already like that, please keep them as they are for a few more moments. And then once you feel both feet heavy to the floor, as slowly as you can imagine, let the knees fall towards the left. Bring the knees back up through center and let the knees fall over to the right. And just as slowly as you have found now, continue to make this slow movement from side to side a few times. One of the times though that your knees fall towards the right, you'll roll all the way over onto the right side, curling onto that side. And making any small adjustments you might need to in order to feel like you're meeting yourself. Ooh, now it's a yoga class. But you really feel like you're meeting yourself as you're showing up in this moment. As long as you feel your shoulders stack, adjusting the knees. Once again, see what it feels like to arrive into this new shape, this new experience. This set of poses is also a really beautiful place for restorative and yin meet. So if part of you feels like there's a sense of restoration or like, hey, I've been in a class and they've called this restorative before, you're not wrong. Sometimes they connect, just like our breath and our body connects too. Really observing the places where we see how oil and water mix. And that even counter to the mind wanting to organize everything as separate. Sometimes things might be separate in one view and connected in another. bit more time as you are in this shape. If you wanted to extend the arm up and overhead, now would be a good time if you haven't yet. Bottom of your next breath away. As you inhale, start to open up the left side of the body towards the ceiling, letting the left arm either rest out beside you on the hip or over the heart as the chest opens up towards the ceiling, almost like a little bit of a twist here. You let the edges of things that feel separate start to swirl together. The breath, the body, the heart, the mind, the self, and the space around the self. Just a little bit of time here in this space. You could take 3 more breaths here or 5, up to you. But eventually when you feel ready and complete, roll onto the side, stacking the shoulders one more time in our practice together. Pausing there for a moment once the shoulders are stacked. No rush if you're taking your time. Really savor the breath, savor the transition. But once you are there, push into your left hand just in front of you, either on the bolster or the floor, to press yourself up to a seat. Once you find your seat, to slide the bolster off of the mat, find a blanket underneath your knees, and sway your hips back into a child's pose with the arms extended out in front of you. And we'll take just a moment to recalibrate. To drop the attention inward. Notice the palms touching down on something. To feel the fluidity within your breath and let that become the guide here. When you feel the bottom of this next breath out, use the next inhale to pull up into a cat shape. Right away, the spine rounds towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, drop the belly, open up through the heart, cow shape. And then rounding the spine back to cat, send your hips all the way back to child's pose. And we'll just flow between these few shapes for a little while. And so it doesn't really matter to me which part is the inhale and which part is the exhale. But what does matter to me is that you start to feel the breath and to connect the movement to the breath and to really let the breath be the guidance, the starting point, the initial aspect of the pose itself. Give yourself just one more round of movement, however you're choosing to find that. Settle back into child's pose for a few breaths. When you find your child's pose, walk the fingertips a little further forward towards the front of the mat until the elbows start to elevate away from the floor. Walk the hands over towards the left side of the mat. And imagine your right hip getting heavier to the right. Take a deep breath in. You choose if the breath is out the mouth or out the nose. Inhale, bring the hands back to your center, and same idea to the other side. The hands go to the right, and the left hip reaches just a little bit further to the left. Breathe in. Breathe away. Bring your hands back to center, ground the palms. Inhale, lift to a cat. Exhale to a cow pose. Breathe in, curl the toes under. As you exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. And downward facing dog is always optional. So if you prefer to keep your knees to the earth, you're absolutely welcome to do so. If you choose to find downward facing dog, take the next few moments here to just find a little bit of freedom of movement. And if you happen to have a preference for more guidance here, the freedom of movement might be bending one knee and then the other. At some point, though, come back towards stillness, both heels getting heavier to the floor at about the same amount. Walk the hands towards your feet so you're in a forward fold at the back edge of your mat. Find a distance of your feet that feels appropriate to your body. A little bit wider tends to give more space for the hips. A little closer tends to challenge balance and also remind us of midline. Breathe in, take a half lift, bring your hands to your shins or the thighs as you find length in the spine. And then refold the heart back down. Let's just take a couple more like that. Breathe in, find length in the spine. And breath out, fold the heart back down. And this next time when you refold the heart back down, we'll pause there. Some of us might choose to let the hands stay as is, reaching towards the earth. And some might let hands go to opposite elbows, creating just a bit of a sway here from side to side. In either version, really invite the back of the neck to find a bit of length. Start to release the fingertips down towards the floor. Just for a moment, observe the soles of the feet on the earth, the texture of whatever your skin is touching. So whether that's your mat, the inside of a sock, see if your vision can get even softer, your internal vision, so that the edge of your skin and the edge of whatever your foot is touching is more blurry. The soft bend in the knees start to unfurl the spine, come all the way up to stand tall. And take your time, but when you do find standing, shrug the shoulders all the way up towards the ears and release them all the way down and back. And we'll just do that 2 more times. Big breath in, lift the shoulders all the way up. And breath out, soften shoulders down. One more time. And this time as the shoulders release down, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. Big breath in. And then hinging at your hips, fold all the way forward. From the back of the heart, unfurl the spine. Come all the way back up to stand, shrugging shoulders up. Using an exhale to release the shoulders down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And again, breath out, fold forward. Follow the back of the heart, unravel to stand. And release the shoulders down. Widen through the heart, big breath in, sweep the arms up. Breath out, fold all the way forward. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, find your way to either plank with knees on earth or plank with knees lifted, up to you. Just pausing for a moment to find that sense of stability within yourself. It doesn't matter if knees are up or down, but really searching for that sense of hugging towards it. And then from that place of stability within yourself, slow, steady, lower all the way down towards the earth. Touch the fingertips off of the mat. So same height as the shoulder, but just wider than your mat. And then with the fingertips tented on the floor, push into the fingertips, big breath in, lift the heart up. And as you exhale, drop the left shoulder looking over the right. Pushing into both hands, bring the hand back to center breath. And right shoulder drops as you look towards the left. Inhale back through center. And other directions. Inhale to lift. And towards the wind. Back to center, breath in. And as you exhale, melt the heart at center. Breathe in, slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale, hips up and back, child's pose. Breathe in, unravel towards a tabletop shape. And breath out, pause in your tabletop shape. So as you find your tabletop shape, send your left foot over towards the left. Knee stays at center. As the right foot goes back, the right hand lifts into a side plank version. Once you find your side plank version, focus mostly on the upper arm and start to make some big circles with your upper arm. And see if you can truly explore the edges of movement. Maybe even seeing if the mind can soften around the edges of what's your arm and what's the air. Next time your arm is up towards the ceiling though, take the fingertips, bending the elbow, take the fingertips just behind the back of your head. Push your head into your hand, reach the elbow a little back, take a deep breath in. Open mouth sideways. Take a deep breath in, the right arm lifts all the way up towards the ceiling. Both knees come down to the floor as the hand touches down towards the earth. Inhale, the right arm lifts up towards the ceiling. And then thread the right arm underneath the left, but we aren't staying there. We're going to move a little bit. So once the right arm goes under, use your inhale to reach the arm all the way back up. And 2 more times just like that. Then settling into your threaded shape, right ear down towards the mat. Explore taking your left fingertips towards the front of the room, really reaching through the side of the body. And maybe the left foot, left leg rather, extends back with the toes tucked on the earth. Explore a little bit more here by lifting your left leg, the one that just extended back, bending the knee, and extending your left foot over towards the window. Flatten the foot on the floor. Just one more breath, whatever version that you found. Then both knees to earth. Left hand under shoulders. Inhale, the right arm lifts all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hand comes down towards the earth. Big breath in, open up through the heart. Breath out, stay here or downward facing dog of 2. Breathe in. Breathe away. From either tabletop or downward facing dog, the right leg lifts up and back. curl the knee in towards the nose, round it into your stop. Leg goes back, breath in. And bring the right foot all the way forward between the hands. Left knee lowers down to the earth. So once the left knee is down towards the earth here, interweave the hands on the top of your right leg. Widen through the heart and sink the shape a little bit further. Then pushing into your hands, round the upper back, curl your chin. Just do that a couple of times. Sink into the shape, widen. And the next time, as you sink forward, squeeze the muscles between the shoulders. Encourage the right thigh to pull back and maybe both arms lift all the way up towards the ceiling. Consider holding on to the left forearm and side bending towards the right side of the room. Big breath in, big breath away. Inhale, both arms lift up towards the ceiling. And breath out, hands frame the front foot. Inhale, straightenish the right leg. And exhale, bend into the right knee. I really appreciate that I'm seeing some folks grab blocks here for underneath the hands. A great way to create more space across the heart. We'll stay in stillness for 3 breaths. Would you like that to be with the right leg straight or the right knee bent? Settle into a spot where you'd like to stay for 3 breaths and be there. With the breath, with sensation in the body, exploring how they mingle together. When you get to the end of your 3rd breath, everybody bends the front knee, tuck the back toes, and step your back foot forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front edge of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Breath out, fold. Long spine this time as we come to stand. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. And holding onto your right forearm, side bend over towards the left. Breathe in here and breathe away here. Inhale, back through center, reach both arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And then sweep the hands back towards the sacrum. Push your hands and your sacrum towards each other. Widen through the heart, lift the chin, big inhale. Then slide the hands down the back of the thighs as you sigh. Let the hands rest on either the ankles or the calves. Push in just slightly here. Curl the chin in. 1 more breath. Then take a half lift, hands to your shins, lift them through the heart. And breath out, fingertips down towards the floor. Step your left leg back into a lunge. And spiral all the way open to warrior 2. Release the back heel down as the arms sweep around. Pulse a little bit here. Let yourself really find the shape of warrior 2. And then as you find the shape of warrior 2, softer closed eyes, gather the hands towards the center of the heart. You can gather them however it makes sense to you. Widen the collarbones and slide the shoulder blades down back. Observe the subtle ways the body's moving. The ways that maybe you're even trying to resist movement. And see how those places come up against the areas where stillness feels more available. Releasing the idea of perfect movement and the idea of perfect stillness. 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Inhale, straighten the right leg, rotate the toes, reach both arms all the way up towards the ceiling, and then hinging at your hips, fold all the way forward. Pull into the fingertips so that the heart lifts away from the floor, big breath. Then bend into your left knee, breath out. Breathe in, come back to center, and bend into the right. 1 more time to the left. When you come back through center, we'll rotate all the way to a right foot forward lunge. Step back to downward facing dog. You can have a couple breaths, so if there's something you'd like to do, like child's pose, you're welcome to take it. If you'd like to take some sort of movement, you're welcome to take it. I know that eventually we'll come back to tabletop meeting there. So once you do find your tabletop shape, and again, no rush if you're not quite ready. The right foot goes wide, knee stays at center. And the left leg goes back so that you're in what's this called? Side plank version with the knee down. Once you're in your side plank variation, the attention shifts instead of to the lower part of the body to the left arm. And you start to make some big circles with your left arm. On the outer edges of the movement, switch the direction. Something that's really interesting about a room that feels just about the temperature of our skin is that it is a little more difficult to feel here. Maybe use that to your benefit here. Take the hand just behind the back of your head. Push your head into your hand wide on the heart. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, lift the arm up towards the ceiling. Knee and hand come down towards the floor. Inhale, cow pose. Drop the belly, open up through the heart. Breath out, cat pose, round the spine. If you did opposite, no big deal. It's just two random poses. Then find length in the spine. And left arm lifts up towards the ceiling. Big breath in. Thread the left arm underneath, but we'll move a few times. Inhale, sweep the arm back up high. And sweep it through. One more time like that. And then this time, as you settle into the threaded shape, left ear towards the mat, maybe do what we did on the other side, exploring the right arm towards the front of the room. A few of us chose to extend the leg if you wanted to here. The right leg extends back with the toes on the earth, leg straight-ish. If you chose to extend the leg back and you want to explore a little further, lift the leg, bend it into the knee. Extend the foot over towards the right and flatten the foot towards the left. Keep a few breaths. I haven't actually stated it out loud, so I'll state it here. Today your practice is your own, no assist or anything like that. So I'll just be around the space, observing, witnessing. On the next exhale, both knees down towards the earth, right hand under the shoulder. Breathe in, lift the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Breath out and comes down towards the earth. Inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, open up through the heart. And downward facing dog as you exhale, lift the hips all the way up. Inhale, the left leg lifts up behind you. And then curl the knee in towards the toes. The leg goes back, breath in. And bring the left foot forward between the hands. The right knee lowers on the earth, so please use a blanket if that's helpful. Then interweave the hands on the top of the left thigh, lifting the heart. Widen the heart, sink the hips a little further forward. Then push into the thigh, round the heart. A couple times like that. Follow breath. The next time your heart is open, pull the outer left hip back, reach both arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Hold on to the right forearm and side bend towards the window side of the room. Take a breath. Inhale, both arms come up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Inhale, straightenish the left leg. Exhale, bend into the knee. Two more times, and as you're moving, get curious about where you'll want to stay. Is it with the leg extended or with the knee bent? Find stillness and take 3 breaths. With the 3rd breath, everybody bends the front knee. Lift the back knee up just so that you can step the back foot forward into a fold. Breathe in halfway. Breath out. Inhale, long spine, sweep both arms all the way up and overhead. Hold on to the left forearm and side bend towards the right. Breathe in, breathe away. Inhale, arms come back up to center. Exhale, sweep the hands to the sacrum. Inhale, open up through the heart. Stay here as you exhale, maybe out the mouth. Deep breath in. Slide the hands down the back of the thighs as you fold. Maybe the hands press into the calves or the ankles, creating just a little more intensity of your fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands touch the earth. The right leg steps back, and we'll find our lunge so that we can open up to warrior two. Once you find your warrior two, take a little bit of time, pulse in the shapes, find a steadiness. And once you do, hands come towards the heart. Anyway, your attention arrive inward, soften the shoulders down. Observe the breath, maybe even feel it underneath the hands. And yet what you feel when you feel breath is also body. The two interplaying together. Inhale, straighten the left leg, bring both arms up and overhead, rotate the toes. Wide-legged fold as you exhale. Breathe in, half lift, lengthen the spine. Breath out, bend into the right knee. Back through center and over into left. One more time to the right. And then after you've gone to the right, when you move through center to a left foot forward lunge. Left foot forward lunge, step back to downward facing dog. You have a little bit of time for freedom of movement. Then after that freedom of movement, we'll find our way to rest all the way down on our torso. And once you find your way all the way down onto your torso, encourage the hips to sway just a little bit from side to side here. You could even be releasing some pressure in the sacrum if there is any. What does it feel like if you bend your knees and let the feet slowly sway from one side to the other? How do the hips feel? How does the low back feel? And even the knees, how do the knees feel? Actually let both legs soften back down towards the earth. And then keeping your left arm where it's at. In fact, both arms might stay where they're at. We'll bend just the right knee. And if you wanted to create more intensity here, the right hand could reach back for maybe a pant leg, a foot, whatever is accessible. Inviting the heel towards you. For some folks, they have an amount of mobility that lets the heel come towards the outside of the hip. If that's true in your body, you're welcome to find that depth as long as you're still pushing the foot into the knee. So two actions, two opposing forces happening at the same time, both a push and a pull. And even though the hand and the right arm is doing some effort here, is there a little bit of it that could soften away? Soften the jaw. Soften the mind. You have a hold of your foot. Take 3 more breaths. Get to the end of your third breath. Releasing the right leg. Hands might stack again. What feels right to you? Letting blood flow travel back through the leg. Release of pressure in places like the knee, the foot, maybe even the low back. Slowly being massaged away with each moment in time. If you already feel a lot of sensation in your low back, stay as you are. If you'd like to take a little more intensity, make your way to Sphinx pose, the elbows underneath the shoulders. Arms in a number 11 facing forward. Have access to blocks if you'd like to create a Tetris shape to rest your forehead on. I appreciate the different variations, the different experiences I'm seeing in the room. You should be letting your own guidance system be at the front. Your last few breaths here in this shape. Eventually find your way back to crocodile shape where the forehead's on the earth. The arms are more or less stacked near or under the forehead. Encouraging breath to travel low in the body. If it was interesting for you on the other side, maybe you bend the left knee here. Explore the idea of the left hand reaching back to find a hold of the foot or a pant leg or whatever is available. Bringing the heel towards you. You have the spaciousness to bring the heel towards the outer hip. You're welcome to go there as long as you still feel the push back into the hand. So the foot pushing into the hand as the hand pulls back. Taking your last 5 breaths here. Eventually, the left leg goes long. Pausing for a moment. Witness the body as blood flow comes back. Your left and right leg feel somewhat symmetrical. Doesn't have to be perfect, but somewhat similar. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Lift yourself to a tabletop shape. Mindfully lower onto your seat so you're facing the entrance side of the room. Make sure you have a block near you so that when you lean back, you have access to the block. And then slow, steady, go all the way down onto your back here. Once you find your way onto your back, a few options. You might heel toe the feet wide so the knees can drop in together, letting low back rest. You might gather the knees into your chest and gently rock a little bit from side to side. Or something else that's calling to you. And after a few breaths, encourage the soles of the feet to press on the floor. Lift the hips just enough so that you can slide the block underneath the sacrum. Once the block is under the sacrum, this is a beautiful place to stay. Maybe the arms sweep overhead, creating more space across the chest and the heart. Option 2 would be extending the legs long so that the heels are resting on the floor. And option 3 would be letting legs go up towards the ceiling. You choose. And wherever you choose to go, see if the body, the mind, and the heart can all soften. So let the edges start to get cloudy. Of all of these places that we envision as separate. Find one final breath in the shape that you're in. And if the feet aren't on the ground under the knees, slowly, mindfully bring the feet down to the earth. The arms rest down by the hips. Lift the hips off of the block. Roll onto the spine. One more time if you wanted to gather the knees into the chest. Now's a really beautiful time to do so. When you feel complete, let yourself find Shavasana. Legs go long. Eyes soften. Really searching for a shape that lets you release tension. all the edges become blurry. To whatever capacity you can, let separateness fade away and interconnection reside. Invite your breath to deepen. Stay a little longer in this place where the edges are blurry. And slowly, with each breath, let the edges of you become a little more defined. And as they do, to encourage movement in small ways first, like scrunching the nose or swallowing in the throat. Stretching the arms all the way up and overhead, pressing out through the heels, curling in on yourself, rolling over onto one side. When you're ready, press yourself up to a long, tall spine. And the practice of yoga asks us to remember that we are more alike than we are separate. And may we remember that practice in even the smallest of ways. Inhale, sweep both arms all the way up and overhead, and as you exhale, hinge at your hips, fold forward so the hands can touch down on the floor, curling chin into the chest. Find a deep breath of gratitude for you as your own self, your own individualness. And as you bow inward, to bow to what makes you unique, while at the same time remembering that we're all made of the same stuff. Unfurl the spine, come all the way up to sit tall, take palm over palm at the heart, inviting gratitude to settle within the space of your heart. From my heart to each of yours, I am so honored to be here with you this evening in this practice, but more so in this practice of life. From my heart to each and every one of yours, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace within, peace surrounding, and peace throughout. Hopefully you got a little bit more breath, more arrival, more grounding. Please feel free to take your time to slowly put the props away. The energy out there might be a little different than it is in here, so just kind of be prepared for that. If you want to experience this in a longer time frame, instead of being fit within an hour, this Saturday I'll be doing a 2.5-hour practice that's similar to this, but because it's longer, we get to be juicier in all the ways. And I'd love to have you for that if you're around. Otherwise, I'll see you next time, whenever that is.